Hey friends, I hope you are doing amazing. It is Wednesday, October 29th, 2025, and I wanted to jump on and do a very short video of a couple A6 planners, 2026 Contenders. I've received 2 of these in the mail. I don't expect any other A6 to come in, so I thought I would just kind of look at these side by side, share some thoughts with you guys. These are not the only pre-orders that I expect to come in, but these are the only A6 that I'm expecting. So if that is something that might interest you, grab something to drink, grab your planners, and let's chat about these A6. So the very first one here is going to be, I'm going to turn this upside down. This is the Creffective Paper Daily. So I have on my laptop here in front of me, it's the 2026 Daily Notebook A6 size. Let me just grab, I'm not sure why. Hold on one second. I had the wrong one up, so let me just grab. What's that called? Why do they say 2025? They should say 2026. Here we go. Here they might be, I think. I apologize. I thought I had the right one up. Okay, here we go. So the 2026 Daily Notebook A6 size. So this is kind of a it's kind of a unique A6 planner, and the way that I mean that is, if you're familiar with other planners like Sterling Ink, Wonderland222, they have the, page per day. So it's enough for, every day of the year to have its own page. Well, this one is different in the way that it has enough pages for one per day, plus 50 additional grid pages. So if you wanted a day per page for planning, and then extra pages for, say, collections, whatever it is that you might want to track or use extra pages for that you normally would have to use daily pages for, this has it all. So let me open this up. I apologize for any glare or the crinkly sound. Okay, so I ordered the black. You can get it in real black, light gray, or green. So I chose the black. So it says 2026 Daily Notebook. That is going to be a gold embossed. And on the side, it's 2026 third edition. So this is the 3rd year that she has done the Daily Notebook. So let's start in the front here. And I did get the clear cover that goes with it. I actually forgot to order that when I first placed my order, my pre-order. I reached out to her, and she very graciously allowed me to add it on. She's very, very nice to work with. So you have your front page here, the 2026 Daily Notebook. Let me see if I can go in a little bit further here. Okay. And then you have a grid page. Then you have your 2026 year at a glance. You have your 2026 kind of like this vertical, or what do they call it sometimes? Perpetual planner, perpetual calendar. Now, if you'll notice, this is some pretty thin paper. So let me see if I can tell you. 52 GSM Koji paper, Koji paper. It is thin. You can see, I don't know if you can really tell, but if you look, you can see the page on the other side. Now, provided that my pens, my ink doesn't bleed through and what have you, that doesn't really bother me too much, quite frankly. You have to have fairly thin paper you know, to put this many pages into a planner, I think. So I'm not, you know, I'm not upset about that. That is not a deal breaker. Then you go into another 4 pages of, is it 4 pages? No, three spreads. So you have your calendar page here. This could be somewhere where maybe you kept birthdays, anniversaries, events, vacations. Maybe, you know, you're listing out PTO days. There's, I mean, the options for this kind of spread are really, you know, really, there's no limit to what you can use these pages for, quite frankly. Now, something I did notice about my planner is the pages are not fully straight. If you look really close, you can see the lines are not even from left to right, left to right. There is more space. It's kind of like instead of like this, it's slightly like this. It kind of like the pages tilt in, and this happened during printing. I don't know what kind of quality assurance that she goes through with these planners, but if you look really close, you can see that this goes from down here up here. So it's very slight. It is very slight, but it is throughout the entire planner. It's not just a couple pages. It is throughout the entire planner. Again, it's very slight. It's not a deal breaker. I would not return this planner because of that. You know, I just want to bring that to your attention. So you have all of these pages, and then you go into January. You have your monthlies all in the front, and it goes January 2026 through December 2026. So no extra month in there. It's 12 months. That's it. And again, when you're getting 50 extra grid pages in a little compact planner like this, you know, you got to kind of pick your battles and choose the items that you really want, because by the time this is done being filled in, if you are someone who likes to use washi and stickers and all the things, I mean, you're talking, it's going to be a chunker munker. So anyway, so you go into your first week. It's a week on one page, and it goes straight into the dailies that follow. So you have your current calendar, and then you have your highlighted week up here. Here you have priorities, so you have space for 3 items like to-dos for the week that might not be day specific. That's what I would use it for. And then here you have a to-do list. Now for me, I would have my to-dos here, and I would have like a running little grocery list here. That's what I would probably use it for. If this is not enough for you to have a grocery list, you can always pop down a sticky note with a running grocery list or something. But it is a week on one page. I would have rather had a week on 2 pages where you have this here and then you have a blank grid page here. That would have been my preference. But this is what we have. So again, you go right into the dailies. You have 7 dailies, Monday through Sunday. Everything in this planner is a Monday start. So it starts right over with your next week. So this is the way it is all the way through this planner, okay? All the way through Sunday, January 2027. So you get those extra few days to finish out your Monday to Sunday week for dailies. And then it goes into your blank grid pages in the back. And again, there are 50 extra blank grid pages. This was what really drew me to this planner. If I wanted an all-in-one and I wanted it in an A6, it would be this planner. Again, let me just repeat that. If I wanted an all-in-one, which means enough pages for a page per day, this would be the one because of the extra 50 grid pages. Because if I want to put collections on here, if I want to keep track of anything throughout the year that is not really going to fit in my dailies, definitely won't fit on my weeklies, right? So these extra 50 pages are really ideal for if it's collections, if it's maybe Christmas shopping lists, birthday shopping lists, maybe it is pen tests. Maybe you're getting, maybe you're a fountain pen user and you want to do pen tests in the back. Maybe you're a doodler and you want some extra pages to doodle in. I mean, the list is limitless, you know, that you can use these 50 grid pages for. So to me, again, this would be a no-brainer if you want an all-in-one with extra pages and you don't mind having a page on, or a week on one page. Depends on how busy your schedule is. It depends on how much you like to decorate your pages. There's a lot of different things that go into that mix. So that is, you know, just some things that I'm kind of, you know, thinking about as far as the contenders for my 2026 planner lineup. So this basically just says the 52 GSM Koji paper, and I'm probably mispronouncing that. I have no idea how you say that. It's KOJI. It is a soft cover, opens completely flat. That is fact. Mondays start everywhere. 512 pages, rounded corners, no ribbon, no elastic band, no back pocket. So then you have inside cover, one page, 2026 calendar. Then you have your yearly overview, 4 pages. So this is your perpetual calendar. Then you have your future log, is what they have entitled this, 6 pages for a future log. And then you go into your monthlies, your week on one page, your dailies. So that's 24 pages for the monthlies, 424 pages for your week on one page and your dailies, and then 50 grid pages. So that's 512 pages. And then you have an information page on the very back. So that can be your name, mobile, email, address, in case you were to lose it. Somebody may check the back. But anyway, that's what this consists of, this planner. Now, my ideas, if I were to choose this planner, you know, there's things in my planner that I like to, like I track things in my planner. I have like maybe 10 items that I track. And I'm trying to reach for something here so I can show this in a second. So again, this is your perpetual calendar. What I would probably use this for is YouTube. I would probably keep track of my subscriber count here. And then for each time that I put in, every time I posted a video, I would probably put my sticker on the line, kind of like, let me just show you what I was doing in my current Wonderland A6. Like I would put my little YouTube sticker down wherever I, on whatever date that I posted a video, okay? So I could probably do that, because I'm not gonna have videos like every single day where your little, you know, sticker might run into one another. Or you could highlight the line, or maybe, you know, you just highlight the date and the day or something. However, I'm just giving you ideas of how I may use this. Then what I would probably do is the here where they call it the future log, I would probably use this as my work tracker. So again, what I do here is I will list all the responsibilities for our small business that I take care of, and as I finish that each month, I just check that off. I leave a blank grid here on the left, so when I finish that particular task, I can check it off for the month. I would probably use that here. Now, if you will see, you know that the weekly does not have a tracker. There is not an actual tracker in this planner. So if I were to choose this, I would pick up one of these sheets. It's a monthly habit tracker. It's a sticky note, and it's by Paper Planner Bliss. I have a stack of these. It comes in 50 sheets. So, and I've used a couple of these, but I would probably utilize these somewhere on maybe your, you know, your quarterly page or something like that. I may put that on one of these pages as the month goes by. I probably would not stick it down on the weekly, but I track every day, so a tracker is a must-have. So the only thing I would be giving up is, like, if I chose this over a different planner that had an actual tracker printed in it, would be, I would have to use a tracker sticky note. If I mean, so to me, that's not huge. It's huge to have a tracker to me, but it's not huge that I would have to use a habit tracker. I could even stick it down on the monthly if I wanted, to keep it out of the way of my daily use, so to speak. So that's my thoughts on the Creffective Paper Daily Notebook. Now I'm going to see how we're going to fit in this clear cover. It feels very, you know, like feels like it's really good quality. I'm going to be careful here. And I put it in upside down, but I'm not worried about it. I just want to see how it's gonna fit. And ease of use, I should say, as well. I'm trying to be really super careful with this, because if this is not a planner that I choose for 2026, I won't be keeping it. Most likely. Okay, so oh yeah, I did put it on right side up. Okay, so it says Creffective Paper here. It's got your little pen loop, which I would probably never use, but yeah, so that's how it fits, the Creffective Paper. It fits nicely. It's a nice, very nice fit. You could even add like a traveler's notebook, like elastic here if you wanted to. I think you would have plenty of space to have a little knot there if you wanted to add a TN strap, or if you want to grab one of the Midori belt straps, you could easily add that to it if you didn't want to use, you know, say a leather cover. Now let me just show you what this would look like in my Moterm Veg Tan. Now this is the, let me just turn this over here. So this is the A6 Plus Moterm Veg Tan. Let's see if it fits. It does fit with the cover. So you can see, I think you, can you see? So it's kind of big, like the strap goes past the smallest snap here, but it's not too bad considering how big this book is. If you're a person that likes to put it in both covers, then you're going to be even in better shape probably with the size, because it's really going to hold that more snug inside. And I apologize, let me just kind of back this out a little bit. You know, so it does, it would fit fine. It would fit just fine in this particular cover. Now, if I wanted to put it in my A6 Traveler's Notebook cover, let's just see. This is a much more compact cover. Okay, so I don't want to like force it. This is probably a little bit much for to put in this particular cover, and quite frankly they don't even sell this cover anymore, so unless you already have it or you find it for sale on like eBay or the buy sell trade group, you probably wouldn't get it anyway. But just to give you an idea of an A6 TN, so if you like, that is on the shortest for the strap. You could add like maybe a notebook in here, possibly. Let me see what I have that I could show you. Let me see. We have some A6 TNs here. Okay, let me just grab this. This is a Paper Penguin Co. Traveler's Notebook Insert, A6 size. It's a lined Moy River paper. So let me just put this in here. See, with a book this big, you're going to be limited as far as how things fit in here. See how this, as big as this book is, you're kind of pushing this book a little bit. Like it's not a great fit. You could get away with one, but I don't think you could get away with any more notebooks in this Traveler's Notebook. So just an FYI, maybe you want to use a TN, and maybe you want to put in an A6 little wallet insert. You'd probably be better off with that if that was something that interested you. But as far as putting this in with other TN, inserts, I don't think you're going to have much luck going down that road unless you had a really wide Traveler's Notebook. So that's just something I just wanted to share that possibility with you. So what came with this particular planner is this little envelope. You have your thank you card from Jade. Thank you for supporting my small business. She's in South Korea. Then you have this little freebie of these little tiny stickers. You have like a doctor's appointment, birthday, little heart, smiley face, and a calendar check mark. And then you have this 2026 bookmark week at a glance card. So nice little freebie that came with this planner, and it does have the Creffective paper, beautiful black ribbon. Satin on one side, so really nice. So you guys, that is the Creffective paper planner. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in here. If you're familiar with the older sterling ink covers, this is what the Creffective paper came in, and I'm going to try to put it back in this clear. I'll include a link for this planner in the description box as well. Let's see if we can close this. Actually, I'll just set it aside. I'll close it up here shortly. Let me put the clear cover back in its wrapping to keep it protected. That I definitely want to do. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside. Okay, next, this is probably not going to be a surprise to anyone, this particular planner. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you will know that this is a planner that I have used, and I enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to that page in my laptop so I can give you the information on this one. Okay, this is the none other Wonderland222 A6 core, not an all-in-one. And of course, you always get a beautiful sticker from Wonderland222. And then you get their seed cards. So if you're not familiar with Wonderland222, they always include this beautiful little postcard that's a thank you, but it's also filled with seeds. So you can bury this or put it in a planter and water it and everything else. All the instructions are on here. And it's a beautiful flowers. So very nice. Okay, so this particular color, I will tell you the name of it. It is called, well, I would love to tell you the name of it, but it's not there anymore. Let me get my paperwork. Maybe they are sold out of this one, I'm guessing. Okay, it's called Calypta Anna. CALYPTE Anna. That is the name of the color. I don't know why it's not showing on, oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. That's the A5. You guys, I thought I had my ad together. Hold on a second. Hold on one second. Let me get there. I'm so sorry. All right. I'm sorry, it's there. Calypta Anna. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it is like a very like reddish pink, like a rose red is what I'm going to call it. It's a beautiful color, absolutely beautiful. And you'll see back here it says A6 core stacked, because they do not have an unstacked version of A6 yet. I really wish they did. They do not. So the paper is different this year. They're not using the Tomoe River paper. It's just called White 52 GSM Fountain Pen Friendly Ultra Thin Paper. Now, I believe that you can find all of the information for the paper that they chose for their planners on their website. I'm not going to get into that in this video. I will tell you the core has 288 pages. So you open it up and it has like this. And let me kind of just show you right off the get-go. If you're familiar with Wonderland, you're going to notice immediately a color change in the paper. This is the 2025 Wonderland222. This is the 2026. So you guys can see this is very stark white. This is very cream. You know, I just, for some people it's a deal breaker. I don't even know, to be honest with you, if I realized that when I ordered it was going to be a cream color. I don't know. If I was going to go with a very simple everyday carry, something to toss in my purse, and I wasn't going to do an all-in-one, I wasn't going to do any daily planning, any journaling in my on the go, then the Wonderland core would be maybe be my go-to. So again, you know, you see the color difference there. So we have in the beginning, the same as always, the key, the index, 2 more index pages, and then you have 4 years at a glance. Let me see if I can kind of get us in a little bit here. Okay, so you have your 4 years at a glance. Then you have your perpetual calendar. And of course you have to remember, if you're used to A5 or even B6, this is an A6 planner. Everything's going to be a little bit smaller. So then you have your quarterly. So again, they keep the setup pretty much the same, except for this year, which I really like. They put a bold line so they could really designate where a month starts and stops. I appreciate that, because if you notice in the 2025, when they changed it up, let me see here. When they changed it up, oops, that's not it. Give me 1 second. So from 2024 to 2025, the 2024 went just straight across. You have January, February, March. In the 2025, they basically did all of the actual days in white, and they did kind of like a grayish color for the next month, where the next month started, and then they went back to white. So they kind of changed the color up. That helped to separate the months. I preferred when it was all straight across, but you know, it is what it is. So this time they actually really bolden out the lines that separates the months, in addition to having the in-between month a little bit of a darker color on the paper. So I do appreciate that. And of course you have your notes pages on the side. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know how I use this planner, but I will touch on that just briefly in case you are new to my channel or new to Wonderland. So this planner starts for December. You have your tracker, you have your monthly, and you have your weekly, all starting with December 1st. This year, December 1st is a Monday, so bonus with that. So you have your horizontal tracker every month. So it starts with December and it's going to go through December of 2026. And then you have that following a notes page, so blank grid, and then you have your December overview. So the overview you could use for anything. You could use for upcoming events for December. Maybe it's goals for December. There's so many different things you can use this page for. And then you go into your December monthly, and then you go right into your December weeklies. So again, this is your month, your week. If you had an all-in-one, it would be your month, your week, all through the entire year, and then it would start your dailies. So your dailies would be in the back if you chose an all-in-one Wonderland 222. Something that I mentioned on my last video, my last Wonderland video, is if you were to choose this planner, every month they have your review page from the previous month and then your overview for the upcoming month. If you were not one who really liked to do a review, let's say you wanted everything to be like a monthly dashboard. You didn't need a review, you just wanted a beginning of the month dashboard. You could white this out. You could white out the December review, white out the January overview. You could lay down some washi tape or however you wanted to set this page up and use this entire 2-page spread for a monthly dashboard. I'll kind of show you how I set that up for November in the 2025. It's right here. So I just covered up the October review and I just set this all up for a November dashboard. So that is an idea that you could, possibly consider. If you wanted monthly reviews because of goals and things like that, you could white out the January overview, white out the December review, and you could just set this up for an entire previous month review. So you don't even use an overview for the upcoming month. There's lots of things that you can use this for. You can use it for a running list of, online orders or cash. I mean, really, you guys, the options are endless for these kinds of pages. But yeah, and then in the back you have 88 grid pages. So what I've been doing in this particular planner is I have been using these as a week per page. I have a running grocery list here, and then I have a running to-do list here. This to-do list that I use back here, and again, if you're not new here, you already know this. And this little part here is for folks who, who are new. Like here, I use a page per week, and I'll have a running grocery list and a running to-do list. And this to-do list would be for things that are not day specific. It's just, okay, this week, these are some things I need to get done. And I need to choose what day is going to be best as my week progresses, and then I'll add it to my daily. So that is how I'm using these pages. So if you were to use, let's say you were to use a page per week and you started this in December, then you would need to have, let me grab my December. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half-ish. So you'd have, let's just say 5 total for December. You'd need 57 pages out of the 88 grid pages to use for that weekly page. So something to consider, because, and I want to say this because on the weekly, in the Wonderland222 A6, unlike the unstacked B6 and A5, where you have a sidebar, where you could actually have a running to-do list, a running grocery list, you do not have that option in the A6 version. So I think that's really nice to use those extra grid pages for that like weekly running list of things. And again, there's a million things you could use these pages for. That is just simply what I have been doing with this A6 Wonderland222. Now what I did was I started this in August, and this is not so I could have, I did not back plan in this. I didn't do anything like that. I got the core because I figured, well, that's just enough, because I'm just going to do it for a few months, test out the size. But what I ended up doing was wanting to put some dailies in. So I just took a half-year Stalogy. I attached the back and the front covers together here, and I just put them together to have enough dailies, for the rest of the year if I chose to continue with this for the rest of the year. That decision has not been made yet. I do not know which pre-order 2026 I am going to go with yet, but I did want to share this with you guys. Both of these planners that I have picked up for 2026 in the A6 size. So these two are under consideration for my 2026 use. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I'm still waiting for a pre-order to come in. I will do another video for you guys when that comes in. And I do expect that in the next couple days, so I'll keep you posted. If you have any questions on anything I shared today, let me know. I wanted to just really quick, let me just show you guys. This is your core thickness, and this is your Creffective Paper all-in-one plus 50 thickness. So, you know, just something to consider. It's like, what do you want to use it for? Are you going to do all your journaling? You know, are you a daily planner? If you're not a daily planner and you don't need all those pages, well, you could go with a core from Wonderland. This company, Creffective Paper, does not offer a core version, I don't believe, but she does have fabulous printables. If you wanted to maybe grab some A6 printables and make your own traveler's notebook, maybe you just want to do a quarter at a time and you want to put it in a TN, that's something you could consider doing. Or you want to do rings. She has beautiful rings planner insert printables, so that's something else to consider if you really love her layout, her fonts, and so forth. So that is something, you know. And for me, I have to have all my monthlies together. I got to have everything kind of together. I can't go like split a year in half, like January through June and then July through December. My monthlies have to be together. You know, there are other companies out there that offer half and half. If you want to go with just Scribble, she does offer a half and half, and she has an A6 and a B6, I believe, an A5. You could check out her website. I'll make sure to include the Just Scribble website in my description box. She does have the split year. So if that is something that you love, if you're used to the Hobonichi Cousin or the Hobonichi A6 and you like that Avec style, you could look at the Just Scribble version in the A6 if you want to size down, or if you want to, you know, stay with a larger size, but you don't want all of that stuff on the pages that Hobonichi puts on those pages. I would definitely suggest checking out the Just Scribble split year option. So you guys, that is it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, I will link these companies in the description box. And if you have a question, comment, or anything like that, let me know. Leave me a comment below. And I'll be back in a few days with a review of another planner that I'm expecting soon. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Happy planning. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.